Hey, what's up everybody? It is the following day. I'm out here a little late. It was extremely hot, but I managed to do a few things. I didn't do anything to the car, but I did go pick up, I went ahead and picked up some panel bond. And that should put some of those rubber pieces back on because those are held on with adhesives. These are about to get painted with some of that plastic paint. And then I went and picked up some screws, some new nuts and bolts and stuff just to put on because anything that's exposed with nuts, bolts, and screws and stuff, I decided to go ahead and put some new stuff on there so it looks good against that paint. These guys, we'll go ahead and paint those. And then I'm going to have to clean this up and paint it because these are just in bad shape. And then this thing broke off, so I'm going to have to find something to do with that. Probably put a hole, screw, something. I don't know. This guy needs to be repaired. I got a lot to do. I got a ton to do. And I'm telling you, it ain't going to be pretty because it's still really, really hot out today. So, I really wanted to be on the Mustang motor, you know, tomorrow, but I don't think that's gonna happen. There's some stuff that I actually have to order. So I'm gonna have to order from Nissan to get the rest of these panels on. But that doesn't mean stop progress. I'm just saying I'm gonna have to go, instead of working on this tomorrow, I'm probably gonna be running around some more trying to get a few things like the little plastic clips in here that's supposed to fit in here to help hold the screws. I gotta find some. Don't know where to find them. So I'm gonna have to probably go to Nissan and order some of those. But the goal today is try to get these side skirts on. And it's gonna be a pain too because this thing had broken off in here. And it's gonna be a pain trying to get that out. This one right here, I guess I got to put the nut on the back side. I guess I can put this on, put the nut on the back side. And I'm going to have to find ways to actually just attach these 2 points here. And it's just going to be a pain in the ass all the way around. And not to mention, I'm going to have to take this rubber strip and put the adhesive on here. And have to wait for that to bond on. It's just a lot of stuff to actually get through today. So I'm gonna start with the toughest thing. I think the toughest thing, I don't know where to start reassembling this thing. Taking it apart was pretty easy because you didn't have to worry about when stuff broke off. You know, it just broke off and then you just, you know, take your panels off. But now that it's all done, I gotta figure out how to reattach it. So I don't know, it's getting to be a little bit of a pain in the butt, and I don't know how I'm gonna do it. So just gonna go, I guess, just ride. We're gonna see how this works. Start putting these side panels on, and I guess start cleaning up the lights, start putting the lights in. You know what, scratch that. I'm gonna put the lights in last. That's gonna be the last thing I do, is put all the lights in. I just need to get all these panels on so that we can get started wet sanding and buffing. But man, I don't know. I'm gonna figure this out, man. I'll be back when I figure something out. So see you in a bit. Okay, guys, I'm like getting into some weirdness now. I'm having a little couple of issues here. And one of many I'm pretty sure I'm going to run into while putting this car back together. Because being really, really careful not to scratch nothing or chip nothing, it's really difficult to like solve little issues. But I started putting this side skirt on, and as you can see, there's a huge gap. Not a huge gap, but there's a gap there. And you don't want that because, you know, water and stuff goes in there. But what's supposed to fill in this gap is this red piece right here. And basically I'm just kind of test fitting. But this red piece, when you put it on the car, it looks 30 years old against this fresh paint. and it just lets down the whole car. I'd rather have like a black piece of stripping in here, because with the gap in there, I can imagine like a black piece of stripping in there, and that would actually look good to me. I think that would work. The problem is that, well, there's nowhere to make one, and you can't really paint rubber with it and make it last. So now the only other thing I can think of, that I went to the store, Home Depot to be exact, and I was looking for something because I need weather stripping for the lights as well. These are just loosely placed in there. As you can see, I haven't really put them all the way in there. So I'm going to use weather stripping around the light as well, and that should help keep any water out of the trunk. But I was thinking, I went ahead and got an extra roll because I'm thinking maybe I can tuck a piece of this kind of through there and use it like a channel to not let any water down in there. And that's just what I'm thinking. So basically I have to take this back off. I'm gonna have to like somehow cut this down and kind of fit it in there, and then put the whole thing on one way or another. But I'm gonna attempt that, and then I'm gonna kind of just test fit it. I'm not going to put it in there permanent. I'm not gonna use any adhesives or anything just yet to put it in there. But I'm gonna go and put it in there, see how it looks. But that's problem number one. I'm pretty sure the next problem I'm gonna have is gonna have to deal with putting the door handles in. I can just predict this stuff. So let me go ahead and see what I got, and see you guys in a bit. Alright guys, so I've been kind of working at this thing, and I'm kind of getting a little frustrated, but I'm trying to work through it, so just bear with me. I haven't really been recording a lot of things, but all I'm doing is just kind of putting things together, kind of showing you what I did. Don't really feel like time-lapsing anything, because it's just me just experimenting with stuff, and whatever works stays. So basically what I ended up doing is putting a piece of weather stripping down there, and actually it looks pretty good. I didn't get that little corner right there, but actually I'm just going to cut the other side to match, and I think it'll be fine. This is just fiberglass anyway, so I don't think it'll be affected by water, or if anything, I'll just cut one more little piece and splice it in there. Or I'm gonna have to rip the whole thing off and do one strip again. But I don't know, we'll see how that plays out. I'm just gonna leave it there for now, because it actually just looks good, and I don't feel like doing it right now. So if I'm gonna do that again, it's gonna be like another day when I actually feel like messing with it. I've put this piece on. I had to change it because these little guys right here broke off in the original, but I had like 2 or 3 backups of these, so I had plenty of these left over, so I just used one that had enough of these pins in here to hold it in. So yeah, that kind of got bad, but I ended up swapping it with that one. It does need some cleanup, but yeah, look at that tail light. Looks good out of the dishwasher, and some polish, huh? Oh, by the way, I put the spoiler on, put the brake light in, and that should all be all fine and good. So I'm gonna keep working, at least get the back done, and at least get the side skirts done tonight. And I'm gonna have to do some welding on those brackets over yonder on the table, and so I can get the brackets fitted for the front bumper, and we should have pretty much a complete car. Alright, so I got this stuff from Home Depot called Frost King, and basically Home Auto Marine. And basically it's just this it's weather stripping, and it's self-stick, so you can kind of adhere it onto like whatever you need to with like a sticky backside, which holds pretty good. But after it's actually in, and it's gonna be, you know, pressed on with the nuts on the back, it should be fine. But basically when I applied it, just make sure that any cutoff points are at the bottom, because if anything leaks, like if it's cut like here, then the water will find its way in and inside where you don't want it. So first things first, make sure that when you cut it, you put wherever your separation is going to be toward the bottom. I like to put it toward this bottom corner, so that way if it goes like out on the bumper or something, and out of the vehicle, or out of any areas that it doesn't need to be in. Second thing is, when you put this weather stripping on, make sure it's on the outside of your studs, so that way it doesn't even get in that far. But yeah, it's on. I think it's gonna work just fine. So instead of all that goo that's on there that you got to keep plucking off, this will make it a lot easier for when you're when I got to do lights or something happens. I can just pluck these off real good, and it should be good. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw this on. I already did that one, and then that light bar is gonna go back on, because apparently that's got to go on after these lights go in. So who knew? Anyway, see you in a bit. Hey guys, what's happening? It's another day, and I'm still kind of working around out here. You know, yeah, I'm just kind of tootling. I'm making my way through it. It's just kind of slow. I'm just kind of sluggish about it. But as you can see, the back portion of the bumper is coming together. I got to take this back off and put that rubber seal back in there. And there is a little clip thing that goes here. And here, as you can see, you still got the stud here, but that stud had broken off. So I don't know how integral that part is, but I don't know, I might just have to just go work with one, because even the one on the parts car is broken, and these parts are hard to find. And I really just don't have time to go to a junkyard and go picking for one, because bumpers have to come off and they have to be in good shape. So I don't know. But what I did is I just kind of panel bonded these rubber pieces on. It's being held in here. Not really panel bond. I'm actually using some just Gorilla Glue, and that'll just hold it on until the back piece is in, and then it can be clamped in, and then and then it'll be fine. Yeah. Other than that, that's it for that. What's gonna have to happen is I'm gonna have to place this here. You see, I had to trim a piece of that down to make it flat, so that it can be close to the same position as this one. You see how high up on the bracket it is? So I have to kind of do the same thing for this one on this side, and just kind of fit it in there. And then I'm gonna have to, well, I have to do it with two hands, but I'm gonna have to weld that there, and then I have to put another one through here and weld that as well. Oh, and guys, you know, look at that. That kind of sucks, right? I put the lights up and realized it wasn't even painted over there. But I guess, you know, tape it off, tape some stuff off, and I guess get in there with, I got a little paint left over, so I guess I'm going to have to go ahead and get those pieces done. Or maybe go back to the paint shop and get like some one-stage rattle can stuff, just tape it off and throw it on there. It's not really that noticeable, blend it in, something like that. Not that big of a deal, but it is kind of annoying to know that I got to do more of that. I'm sorry that it's gonna be a while before I upload all this stuff, because work is just kind of it's just kind of killing a lot of my time. So, but you gotta work, you gotta make some money. Here's the other side. As you see, I went all the way with this one, but like I said, all I did was just use a little bit of weather stripping from Home Depot, and it came out pretty good. So you know, still kind of iffy about how well it'll hold, but at least it looks good, right? But you know, after that, I guess I'll put the mirrors on. Well, no, not the mirrors. It'll be door handles. Put the glass in. Put the mirrors on. But I don't know when I'm actually gonna get to all that. So I do apologize again for all of this stuff just being a random video that's gonna take me a bunch of weeks to do, because assembly is a little bit more difficult than I expected. It's easy taking it apart, difficult putting it back together. So, and I've also been in touch with Nissan, and that they have a couple of the clips that I need, you know, for the rocker panels, stuff like that. So I can go order that. Just a lot. There is still a lot to do as far as putting this car together. So please bear with me, guys, with this all-one video. So I do apologize for it coming out really late, but there's just a ton. There's just a ton to do, and I'm extremely busy. So, but I'm gonna keep working. I'm gonna keep working, and I'm gonna get this out as soon as I possibly can for you guys. So, I'm gonna go ahead and start welding. See you in a bit. Alright guys, there you had it. On display for the world to see my really bad welding skills. But it doesn't matter because look at that. The bracket fits. It's a little warped there, but I can bend that back out. But other than that, look at that. All the studs are coming through. Studs are coming through. And that thing can be bolted on, so I'm pretty happy. But that's all I'm gonna do today, guys. I need to go inside. I just wanted to make sure I can get that knocked out. But in the grand scheme of things, I'm still moving along. So, and, you know, I don't have a whole lot to be upset about, even though I was just like feeling a little crummy yesterday and today. And I'm moving. It's moving. So no big deal. Yeah, but this thing's ready. This thing's about ready to put on. So I'm gonna keep it moving. I gotta go to work tonight, so sorry that I gotta end this so early. But I'll see you guys when I get back. And I'm going to splice this whole video together. And then you guys are going to see the whole assembly, sort of. At least me talking about it. So, alright, thanks guys.